Hello, everybody. As you guys know, I am an advocate for entrepreneurship, and so I make videos about different tools and software that you all can use, as well as ideas for businesses to start. So look for that link in the description. I have 100 plus ideas of businesses you can start from home. Um, this that I'm going to go over today, sorry guys, I'm fasting today and I can't drink water, but this is for people who are trying to get into the trucking industry. There are a lot of people out there who are wanting to become dispatchers for truck drivers. My husband has been a truck driver for like over the past decade, and recently we just started a trucking company. And so I have been in the dispatching seat, among other things. But I wanted to make this video because over the past couple years since I've been thinking about it, I've been watching like a lot of YouTube videos and stuff, and I was trying to kind of piece everything together. And we have an Instagram, and I've been getting messages on there from people and on Facebook about different little tidbits because I think they're doing the same thing, kind of looking at all of these different videos and reading articles and stuff and just trying to put everything together. So I wrote this little ebook that just kind of explains the role of the dispatcher, like what you're going to be doing and everything for people who do want to start a dispatching business, but also if you're going to do something similar to what I'm doing, which is, helping a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever that has a truck and you just kind of want to help them look for loads. Um, this I want to show you guys a very specific part of this book. It's called like the section that I titled The Life Cycle of the Load, because I feel like if you look at that, then maybe you can piece all of those things together. But if you did want to, let me find the page for it. If you did want to try to get the book, I'll leave the description down, but let me find that particular page. Where is it at? Here we go. Sorry. Okay, so obviously, the first part, you have a truck, whether it's yours, like I said, you're doing it for your own truck. And full disclosure, right now, I don't have any other drivers under me, so this is my perspective, only helping to dispatch for our one truck operation. So you have a truck that's available for a load. You have the driver's availability. So now you, as the dispatcher, you search for a load. You can do that on a load board, or if you have relationships that you've built with brokers, and you can look at big brokerages. They have their own separate load boards. So that's another thing, maybe for another video. So as the dispatcher, you then find the load that meets the driver's criteria. So now you have to look at if this driver is going through a factoring company, you want to get on that factoring company's site to run the broker's credit through that factoring company's app. Because if you're using a factoring company and they pay you the money for the load up front, they're going to then bill that broker on the back end so that they can get paid. So if this is somebody that doesn't have good credibility with them, they're not going to pay you for that load. So as the dispatcher, you always want to verify with that driver's factoring company. And if you have multiple drivers, they might all have different factoring companies. So don't forget that step. Then you will call the driver. So you may do this for several loads that you find. You finally, find somebody who has good credit, the load looks good and all that stuff. You're going to get in touch with your driver and you're going to let them know about the load you found. Once they give you the okay and they say, yeah, I'm willing to run that load to this place or that place, you're going to want to call the broker. So we're at this step now. You're going to call the broker to try to negotiate a good price on that load. Okay. So if you and that broker come to a good price and it was something that the driver said they were willing to run for, now you have the green light. Now, if you're not set up with this particular broker, so this driver is not set up with this broker yet, that broker is going to email you a carrier packet. So you're going to then, as a dispatcher, fill out that carrier packet according to that truck's details, whoever's going to run that load. Do not look for loads under one driver's authority for all of your other drivers. Only look for loads under each driver's individual authority for them, okay? So you're going to fill out that carrier packet according to that driver's details for that load. Then you are going to email back the broker that carrier packet completed, the certificate, the authority, so the MC certificate for that driver, the certificate of insurance for that driver, and the W-9 for that driver. All of that is going to go back to the broker so that they can set this driver up in their system. After you do that, the broker is going to send you the rate confirmation for that particular load that you all discussed. So let's say you do another load with this broker in the future. You're not going to have to fill out the carrier packet again. They'll just say, all right, I'm going to send you over the rate confirmation. Okay. So we're at the rate confirmation. This has how much that load is paying. It tells you where the load picks up, what the pickup time is, if there's a window, the drop-off time with the window, the drop-off location, plus it'll have the carrier and the broker's information, okay? Then the dispatcher, you, will send the driver a copy of that rate confirmation. If the factoring company is involved, which most new driving trucking companies do use them, so that's why I keep referencing it. You at this point can upload that rate confirmation into the system so that it's there already, because some of them might require that if that driver needs a fuel advance to be funded to help pay for that diesel to get to the load. If they don't need it, it's not required, then you may not necessarily have to do that at this step yet. You may be able to just submit that rate con at the end. So once the driver gets the rate confirmation and they know that they're under this load, the driver is going to head to the pickup location to pick up the load. After they get there, they are going to text or email you, however you all have it set up, or if they have a tracking app, something that notifies that they have reached the location. This is important. You need to have something that's time stamped in case you have any issues with detention or layover or anything. You can track the time that the driver got to the location. All right. So after they let you know as the dispatcher, you are going to let that broker know, okay, the driver is there at the pickup location. Now that driver is going to go in to the shipper, and they're going to, show them the rate confirmation. Most of the time they might have it on their phone. Every now and then you will have a load that requires you to have a paper copy. And then they're going to give you the bill of lading information, or I'm sorry, they're going to give it to the truck driver. Okay. And then the truck driver is going to get their truck loaded. After the truck gets loaded, now the driver, before they pull out of that lot, they're going to let the dispatcher know, okay, I'm loaded and I'm heading off to the drop-off location. All right. So, and this is in a scenario of, let's say, everything's happening same day. It could be that they're about to go on break or whatever, but they are going to let you know that they're now leaving the location. All right. So then the dispatcher will let the broker know, all right, the driver is loaded, they're heading off to the drop-off location. Now the dispatcher is going to make themselves available to the driver in case there's anything that is going on with that load. If they have any traffic delays, they get a blowout on their tire, they have some sort of a breakdown issue, they got off at the wrong exit, so now they're going to be delayed getting to the drop-off location. Anything that's going on, you need to be available so that you can update that broker if they're going to be either late on that delivery or if they're going to be there later than you all discussed. All right, so be available for them. So now let's say the driver gets to the drop-off location, okay? The driver is going to let the dispatcher know, okay, I've arrived at the drop-off location. Again, via text, email, could be a phone call if that's how you all have it set up. But like I said, try to leave a paper trail with timestamps. And this could be also through an app. Some brokers do require the driver to have an app on their phone while they're under the load for them. So they get there, they let you know as the dispatcher. Now the dispatcher, you're going to let the broker know the driver has arrived. They're at the drop-off location. Now the driver goes in with their bill of lading. They let the facility know so that they can get unloaded or get in line to get unloaded. Once the driver is completely unloaded, somebody at that facility is going to sign that bill of lading to say that that load is complete. All right. The driver will let you know as the dispatcher that they're unloaded, and they're going to send you a copy of that bill of lading. So usually they're going to take a picture with their phone, and then they're going to send it over to you via email. The dispatcher now, you're going to let the broker know the load is complete, and you're going to also send the broker a copy of that bill of lading so that they know it's complete. All right. That bill of lading is super, super, super important. Okay. Do not, especially if you have a new driver, people who have been driving for a long time, they're going to know this. But if you got a new driver, make sure you stress to them, do not leave that location without getting that bill of lading signed. That could be a reason for the broker to not pay on that load. and the factoring company. So you need that bill of lading, okay? At this time, so either the dispatcher or the driver is going to upload the bill of lading and the rate confirmation into the site for the factoring company. So we discussed this earlier. You're going to have that rate confirmation that you originally got for the load, and then now you have the bill of lading signed showing that this load is completed. You need both of those pieces of paper in order for the factoring company to pay on the load. So at this time, you're going to submit both of those onto the factoring company's site so that they can pay the driver for the load. Um, so once the driver is completely done on that, then they're ready to move on to the next load, and they're going to give you their ETA. So if it's the same day and they still have drive time, maybe you found another load for them, they're ready. Maybe they're going on break, so they'll just let you know when they're available again. So basically, and also, I'm sorry, at this point, so either the driver, the dispatcher, or the factoring company is going to send an invoice to the broker so that they can pay the factoring company on the back end. You do have most factoring companies, since they already have all the information, most of them will automatically do that anyway, especially since they're the ones who are going to be receiving the payment. But let's say you have a trucking company that's been running for a while and they don't need a factoring company. So they are going to have to invoice the broker for each load in order for them to receive that payment. So if you're offering a service to a trucking company who has this scenario, then you will want to offer them the service of creating the invoice so that the broker will pay on the load. So this is the life cycle. Everything is pretty much complete now, and you're going to move on to the next load. So, like I said, for anybody who's been researching different parts of dispatching and what that entails, hopefully this will help you fill in the holes and see where everything comes into play. But if you have any specific questions, you can leave me a comment or send me a message. That way I can let you know or do another video. About what comes next. But like I said, I also do have this little ebook here that gives you a lot of information on what your role is as the dispatcher and what you will be doing. Um, this is kind of where it is. I'll put a link down in the description in case anybody is interested and wants to purchase it. It's only $10.99. It will be the PDF of the book that you'll get, but also a document with it's basically a load inquiry document that I created to help you with different questions that you might ask if you're on the phone with a broker, because some people are probably nervous about that too. So it just kind of reminds you to ask, you know, where confirm things like the pickup location, how much is the load paying, being able to negotiate that rate, you know, what is the tension pay if that is something that is a scenario. It just kind of talks to you about different things you can say when you're on the phone. So this is pretty much what this is. And like I said, I'll leave a link for that. I also created this. So this is also for people, even if you've taken a dispatch training course and now you're ready to get started, but you're like, you know, okay, what do I do with all of this information? Again, how do I bring all of it together? So this is basically literally just kind of an over the shoulder look like I'm doing right now with all of the windows that I have open when I'm searching for a load and how I'm using all of the windows and also how I'm using the load board. And this is whether you're searching for a box truck, so a partial load, or whether you're searching for a full load. And then some of the DAT tools. And then again, that load inquiry resource is here as well if you opt for this. This is also $10.99. So both of these resources will help you if you're just getting started out or trying to piece everything together. And if you forget, we have our Blacklight Logistics, is the name of our company, on Instagram. So if you come follow us there, you can click this Linktree link that we have in the profile, and that will also take you to where you can purchase these items if you're interested in that. And also, I do